Are we not expecting them?
Well,
David?
David isn't on the,
Oh,
he's not on the, city council needs to appoint him. So Marcy's still the person, but
Oh.
Marcy she was one of the only places open this morning, so.
Yeah,
No, she's
Candy said it was slammed.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I went twice and it's like. It was as fast as they could get coffee from people.
Right. So I know Linda's not coming, so this could be.
Okay. And then if I need to abstain from voting, do you have enough people for votes? Probably not that.
Not if you abstain, yeah. I mean, historically, we haven't abstained for like SDA stuff and things
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, keep this.
No,
I have.
she has,
He has not.
You have.
I have.
my point
I
is,
have a.
if
deal.
you're not making personal gain from it, you can vote on it.
That makes sense.
That's because if everyone who worked on committees around this town, no one on this committee would be able to vote for anything. So you only got, 2% of the people volunteer is all anyway, so.
Mhm.
Yeah, as long as you're not getting financial gain, and now if you were taking a salary cut on this thing, then yeah, you'd have to.
Right.
So, but some for the chamber, although you're getting paid by the chamber.
Right.
I see.
So I mean, one option is that we could vote on the ones we can vote on and
Right.
not vote on that one until next month. That's possible. I mean, it's not
Or send out
There
a
would be
digital vote.
usually. We've always historically done it in person.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want to get going on it, the sooner you know, the sooner.
Well, kind of, that's the plan is January, so, yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is getting any more money in your pocket or not. I don't know.
I'm not paid on
that.
commission
Yeah.
for objectives completed.
Are we ready to get started, Coach?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay. 303, welcome to the Tourism Advisory Committee regular meetings. Welcome, introductions.
Sadie Mercer.
Keith Chandler.
Bruce Swinson.
Josh Hyman.
Okay. Review of the minutes.
I move to approve the minutes of November 19th.
Can't second because it wasn't there.
Yeah, I second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Financial review.
Okay, let's take a look. Financial report as of November. Travel meeting, that was an Oregon's North Coast meeting. And Ken Heeman is all STDA breakfast meetings September 25th through October 30th. Lookout is our Give the Gift to Seaside holiday campaign. So what's important to note about this is both the ad spend and the creative development of making all the ads and stuff together. Most of it is the ad spend though. Q4 Travel Oregon banners, those are animated banners on to the website. Northwest Travel and Life is this guy right here. This is out right now. Might have seen this on the shelf. This is November, December. We have the back cover. And then just by happenstance, we also inside, there's a feature that they did this issue called Making Memories, Multi-Generational Vacations. And the first place is us, Seaside. So it's Seaside, and then it's Missoula, Montana, and there's one more, Spokane. So yeah. Worldmark parking garage, this is both the dues and the power costs. Email marketing automation and leads processing for agency tourism marketing. This also includes some developmental costs for updating our email templates to the new website aesthetics. Goat is paid search work now. They're not doing web development for us at this time. They're doing paid search. KPTB is our Fox weather cam and banners. Worthy marketing is the November work for Astoria, Seaside, Cannon Beach, Clatsop County. iHeart is our Portland radio spots. And then there's a whole bunch of credit card costs here. I have a conference registration for the Oregon Destination Association Conference in January. Cloudways, Adobe Creative Cloud, ChatGPT is all what office stuff. Power play cards were for a radio prize that Ken put together. Restaurant certificate was also for a radio prize that Ken put together. Adobe Creative Cloud, it's for the front desk computers, they share a license. And then travel and meeting, that's lodging for the Aqua conference, which was in Reedsport this year. That was Ken. And then we bought some props for our Give the Gift to Seaside photo shoot. We bought some candies for a big old
Not
gift
a lot of
basket.
$2.
Well, you know, I
Again.
went in to buy the big lollipops, but some like Girl Scout troop cleaned them out. So I bought like taffy or something, and then I went over to the other place and bought what I needed for the shot. G Suite is just office stuff for our whole office devotion. Everything on the statement of expenditures is fine. It's all tracking.
So there was no coin.
Yeah, you know, the some of it is, it doesn't show up here until city council approves,
Okay.
please voted on it. So I only put in what, when I get reports from them, and they haven't been meeting
It's not
all the
like
time.
they didn't read the contract yet, we're still doing it.
Yeah, no, it's still going on, and I have much more, I have like a whole, I mean, this whole parallel budget to what the city's coffers are. So I can see we're regular getting these invoices and still going on. But these are just it.
I watched the holiday campaign.
Good.
That's
It was super successful.
oh, great.
Yeah, so we'll talk about, I don't have all the details of it, but just looking at the web traffic alone and the people that have mentioned it is, it's good, and it was fairly inexpensive.
I liked the feel of it for sure.
Yeah.
So, any questions on financial stuff?
Back up there.
Okay, staff update, well, Ken's out of town. Greg is keeping our office open, but we are hiring for our part-time.
Did you lose someone?
Our part-timer is got a full-time job with the state doing child welfare work, like really important work, so she'd be great for her, she'd be perfect for it. But her last day will be the 27th, so we gotta hire a part-timer. That deadline will be December 22nd. Foot traffic in the building's been slow. It's been really slow the last, few weeks. I would say the majority of the honest to God tourism traffic that we've been getting has been the Chambers passport program. So it's fine, but yeah,
So
it's
good.
great. So I don't really have any more staff updates.
Okay. Monthly stats?
That's the order. The traffic was down 7% year over year. That's on the low end of normal for post-COVID. It'd be extremely low pre-COVID as far as the in the office foot traffic. Year to date is still about even, growth of 0.1%. Phone volume was down a tiny bit this month. 152 calls. Lead volume was up 45%. Total distribution was down just a little bit, 6%. But so we're sitting at 85,000 guides out the door as of the end of November. However, some of the guides distribution stuff, when you start thinking about regional distribution, it's just a kind of a crapshoot of when they come pick up the pallet. So they picked up the pallet this year on December 2nd. So next month will be a huge outlay, going out there, and that'll be in play until we get the new guide. But a decent year for guides as far as, about on par with last year. The web sessions and web users, huge growth here, 98% growth, and web users, 73% growth, and sessions, that is all our traffic, our give the gift to Seaside campaign traffic. Email signups, up 176%. I think we had a radio program, a radio prize that gave us a bunch of email signups. Why we got a bump there. Organic requests were up. Views per active user were up. Engagement time way down, but again, we've seen that change not only one to the new website, has engagement times been down compared to what it was before. But also we have campaign traffic. Campaign traffic tends to be a lot of volume, so like. What's that? Lodging stats for October are positive for our county, 2.8% growth in the first month of the fourth quarter. So we'll see if that continues, but. There were no changes according to finance on the Q1 bed tax. So still looking at just a modest growth over last year, about even on the hotel side. Records report, you can see that graph there, that's our website traffic. Gives a gift to Seaside campaign that website traffic well over normal for all of our members, sometimes by as much as 255%. We know the campaign was doing the heavy lifting because organic search traffic was down almost 11% over the same time period. Seasonal campaign wrapped on December 7th with no sign of creative fatigue and a healthy delivery across all regional ad sets. Our website traffic has gone down to about 12% over normal now. So it had a halo effect where for a couple of weeks we stayed elevated, slowly kind of modulating now, but we're still up. Next month should get a full report of all the campaign results from all the different ad sets we did in all the different regional locations. And then going forward, we'll look for corresponding signals in the winter visitation numbers and the bed tax, hopefully. Another campaign that recently came to close was a fall broadcast blitz on Cairo and King in Seattle and KGW in Portland. KGW delivered almost 1 million impressions with 135 commercials from October 16th through November 30th airing. Cairo also delivered almost 1 million impressions, but with far less commercials, just because that market's more expensive. We contracted 48, they delivered 54. Ran on high-profile programs like Survivor, Amazing Race, NFL, and Pac-12 games. King delivered almost 700,000 impressions across 40 commercials, which ran during programs like NFL, NBA, NHL, and Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The King ad set under-delivered a little bit, and so they're running the next week. They're going to be running more ads to try to get us up to where they thought that our impressions would do. Speaking of videos, the Oregon's North Coast partnership with Seaside, Astoria, Cannon Beach, and Clatsop County just finished a fun new 30-second commercial and a 15-second version to drive awareness of the North Coast Beer Trail, which is a long-standing program for us. And it's going to be targeted to nearby craft brew enthusiasts and a bunch of other sort of demographics. The new commercial and a 15-second version will soon begin running over the top from Salem to Portland to Olympia along the I-5 corridor. So it'll be streaming to people, but in a targeted manner. And I have the video here. Hopefully I can play it for you. Here at the screen. Here's streaming devices. We had a great shot of Sissy pour with a cup. We had to pull it at the last second because on bigger screens you could clearly read the cup, and the cup had faded a little bit. So instead of saying Sissy beer, it said Sissy beef. Yeah. And it just bothered me every time I saw it. I was like, nah, we gotta find another shot for them. I'm sorry. It was a good shot, but it just I couldn't say it. Where's the beef?
Leave it to you to notice something like that.
Yeah, I kept noticing it. The first time it was kind of funny, and then I was like, man, what? Like that. So. Upcoming December 18th, History and Hops. December 25th, the Welcome Center will be closed for Christmas Day. January 1st will be closed for New Year's Day. January 6th is when we send the printer should start production of the 2026 guide, and then we'll get the color proofs to review on the 7th and 8th, which means I'll go to Portland to review those on site. 2026 guides are scheduled to ship January 21st, 22nd. They tend to arrive a few days after their target date. We tend to get bad weather or something around then. But maybe we got all our bad weather out of the way already. Who knows?
I don't think we're done for that.
And then the ODA Oregon Destination Association Conference is in Tigard this year, January 27th, 28th. I'm going to be on a panel actually with Lookout talking about brand stewardship. So that's what I should say.
We already have the cover.
I do. I'll show you the guide later. Get into the hard stuff.
Okay.
It might not be that hard, honestly, because we have some limiting factors. So for the event grants, we received since the last time we met, Oregon Coast Regional Bridge Tournament. They're asking for $3,000. Oregon Coast Classic Tsunami Skippers asking for $4,500. And then what is the group? North Coast Land Conservancy, I think, is asking for this $2,500 for this indigenous gathering in the spring. Jazz.
Oh, I didn't see that, okay.
The Jazz and Blues Festival, or Jazz and Blues, sent in an online application. But did not send in any of the supporting documents. And then we got a Holiday Happenings. That was the same.
Right.
It was a submission, but no supporting documents. And that event's already happened.
Happens.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about that one.
And then we only have 4,750. So, you know, you're gonna have to make some decisions about what you want to fund here and whether that's all into one thing or do a couple things or partial, it's up to you.
So the indigenous gathering, I must have missed that.
Did you?
When I was looking at this stuff,
I don't know how to easily
is that
show that. from here.
something out at that the park out there?
They want to do it at the well, I don't know, Rip It Road up there, the Circle Creek.
Oh, okay, Circle
Is that
Creek,
called
okay.
Circle Creek out there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the thing that they have? They have a big barn out there and a bunch of land.
The land,
Used
so
to be
the
open.
land conservancy is asking.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, I missed that one. I don't know. I read all the other ones, but so.
yeah.
So the bridge tournament happens annually anyway.
It
It
does.
has for years, right?
Yeah, and if
And
you-
they're just looking for more coffee.
Yes, yeah, it's about providing amenities to the people that are there.
Right.
To hope that they would continue to come.
Yeah.
Or enrich their experience while they're here, basically.
I wasn't too excited. So.
I would rather do a Coast Coins program for them, give them $5 a piece to go spend locally, and I mean, I would
That's
rather
an
spend.
interesting idea, yeah.
I would rather spend that money. That's one of our goals is to expand that program for events like theirs that. Anyway, but I don't know about that particular gig.
I also think it's problematic as a precedent to start giving conferences that people that are coming anyway money through this, because I mean, it's just gonna be the end of the program.
And they've been coming since 72,
They've been coming for a while.
And,
since Convention Center was built. That's what they said.
right,
They've been, it's going on since 1948, but they've been coming to Seaside since the Convention Center was
Wow.
built. That's what I read, so.
Yeah. And I talked to Tina about it, and she said they're, you know, like a group and everything, and but something wrong with this, you know, and I said, you know, does the convention center in a sense like underwrite these events already because they use bed tax to operate and they can offer cheaper, you know, rental fees and stuff, and she said sort of, it is true, they can. They lease it for a little bit less, but it's not quite the same as us giving them a grant or something.
Well, and because Oregon Pine Foods has a contract of their own, that it doesn't, you know, for the food service, that doesn't. Affect them at all, food service, but, I mean, so Oregon Coast Classic, I mean, is this in? Sorry, I know I should know this, but it is a new event?
No,
It was here, and then after COVID, it moved out storage. And it stays, it brings several jump rope teams from all across the Northwest to Seaside for an event. I believe it's at the end of April. After all spring breaks over, April 24, 26, something like that.
They've received funding from the
Before.
TAC
Yeah.
before. They
Not when they were in Astoria.
haven't applied for a complete year.
Yeah, so it's been a few years since they.
I think after COVID, they moved it to Astoria. Astoria's gym was less expensive.
Right.
So they have to rent the gym here.
Mhm.
And I'm just going on I read on the thing. But they want to get it back to Seaside. Imagine the people that travel for the event would rather be in Seaside than Astoria. There's a lot more to do when you're not doing the competition.
And it was a successful event when we funded it the last time. It did bring quite a few families up here when we did fund it the last time. Plus, they give us a lot, I mean, they give us a lot of publicity without even having to work at it, because they perform in the parades in Portland and they see that, they see, and they're, so they represent us in quite a few different areas too. So
They've performed at Blazer halftime.
Sometimes
Yeah.
they've flown in parades, they've performed overseas, they've been overseas before. I personally have no problem granting that ask. So the other ones, I feel like funding the bridge tournament is something that we shouldn't. I just feel like, and it's not because they don't only come for the regional, they come for another one too. So it stops the other group from asking us.
And that's huge. Or
Yeah,
is this one the big one?
this is the big one, and then they have another one in the same year.
Yeah,
So what stops them from the other group asking?
And I think if you all feel that way, it's probably advisable that we change the grant guidelines so that there's something in there about this. I don't know how we would word it, that would take some discussion, but
well, I mean, if that were the case, like the Seaside Jazz and Blues asked for money when they were still going to, right? I mean, so,
that was establishing a new event and stuff like that, so I mean, there is some difference.
was it, it was a new event? I thought it was a renewed event.
No,
It
No.
it
totally-
was different.
It's totally different than
the Dixieland Jam.
festival.
Totally different.
Yeah,
So it shares a similar name, but it's
Yeah.
a different thing.
yeah, different types of.
Do we know, do you remember offhand how many people they anticipated for heads and beds for the skippers?
I don't, and unfortunately, because of the power outage, I haven't had the opportunity to print off reference material for this stuff.
I'm thinking it said 20 people per team, not including their family, and there are several teams. So probably 100, at least 100 participants. So that'd be, maybe, could be 800 to 1,000 people.
They probably have one room per family though, likely. So like 100 hotel rooms, probably.
It's like I said, it's after spring breaks. It's in that lull between spring breaks and Memorial Day, which is a good time. Having it. And do you remember when the Indigenous gathering?
I remember it's in the spring, but I'm pulling it up right now here so I can talk. It is May 1st to the 3rd.
Okay. So those are consecutive weekends. Those
Yeah.
two events.
Mhm.
So those two events are asking for 7 and we got 4750.
I propose we grant $1,000 to Indigenous Gathering and the remainder to the Word Coast Classic.
3750.
Mm.
I think that's
And that's, yeah.
Solomon could have been better. But that's kind of splitting the baby in half.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Okay.
All those in favor?
I,
Thank you. Seaside Jazz and Blues did get their follow-up report into us from the last one, so they will be eligible to apply next year. On art stuff, we got 24,800 in total asks, and we have 25,000, so it's not quite as tricky. You know, one thing I will say that I really like about these applications is that we have things that are very solid and easy to accomplish, all the way to like, oh, there's a big open process where the planning commission will probably have to get involved, and I don't know exactly what it'll turn into, but the track program is already, we have agreement with the chamber, the city does. It's literally just giving them the funding to fix it, to finish, which is great. It can show immediate results. The Gilbert building mural, the big question mark hanging over that one is Taslima is trying to sell the building. And so
It may go away with the next building.
it's possible.
That's the way I interpreted it.
well, you
Yeah.
could put a ghost clause. And we could require a 5-year ghost clause or whatever.
And the other thing is, I think that they proposed putting it on panels like the one on the Ace Hardware, so that if it had to be moved, it could be preserved.
Okay.
The alley beautification is, if you read it, it's very inspirational, like we can do this and that, none of us have expertise in it. Carrie, I don't think does. I didn't have any to give her other than, hey, there's this one in Astoria that they did, but the key is that this is a problem point for the city in general. We could liven it up. We could at the same time possibly better publicize the public parking. And we could at the same time use some of this tourism funding to put coating on the walls that could make graffiti removal easier.
So and maybe they're not legitimate. My concern was attracting people to an area where there's a lot of drug activity. Now, cleaning it up may move the drug activity, and I understand that, but that's just something that, more eyes in the area might help. They'll probably go somewhere else. But I like the idea of cleaning that up, if people are really going back there, because who's to say it'll stay clean?
That's why I don't know that it's in the grant application, but when I read that and think about it, I think tying in wayfinding to the public parking and stuff like that might be a good idea to try to get more bodies.
Get more traffic there, so
And I feel
there'll
like that, I
be
feel like.
incentive to keep it clean.
Well,
Right,
nobody
and
knows that's
yeah.
there. Nobody knows.
But I think once you have people knowing it's there and making that, not having to walk all the way around, it would be more traffic, which would be less likely for the other criminal intent that is there now. Because nobody wants it to be people in their face seeing it, so I think it could reduce that and help for where we pay for, well, TAC pays for this parking. Yeah, every time I go there, I'm scared to get out of my car, I'm like, it looks terrible.
So, and you think this will help?
Yeah, because I think it'll dissuade
There's be
people
more lighting
being in there, people, soon, and I feel like it'll be best, just like where I have, when I changed my lighting down below, less people, because now you see everything. And that's the thing, most of these people don't wanna be seen with whatever they're doing.
I'm way more intimidated in the back alley and in the garage
Yeah,
itself
yeah.
than I am in that little alley. Like I've never encountered anybody in there myself.
But I feel like if you start making more.
I think
Traffic
it's-
going through there,
Yeah.
it will keep it'll aid in the rest of that.
For sure.
I think to be fair, I think Carrie does include the back alley.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because some of her pictures are of the
Yeah.
back
Oh.
alley.
That's when we walked and took the pictures together.
Wow.
I think it's less conducive to like putting up murals and stuff there, but it's still, you know, it could be something done with it.
So I saw that, DeMarcum had sent a letter, but I didn't see one from Solomon. That's his building too, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, there is ownership there, yeah.
I actually tried to get a hold of him because we were planning on working on the alley also. And I never heard back from him.
When Carrie's discussed it with me in person, she's mentioned him a few times as being okay with it, but obviously for moving forward, they would need,
Right, we would need him to sign off,
Yeah.
and I know that he has walked it with me and shown that he would like to see that happen.
Well, I know where he's parked every morning, so.
Well, me too.
so are they, and Wyndham's the other property owner back there. So I mean, we just have to get some kind of authorization
Yeah.
from. Like,
That's the one I'm
That's
more,
kinda-
the other beer hole.
that's kind of what I mean, like,
that's the
the
more.
track stuff is plug and play, this other stuff is
Right.
maybe the slower one. There's also strong feelings from the police, Spencer and stuff about that back alley because, you know, SCDA is constantly saying we got all these problems here. The
Right.
police go follow up on it. There's not, they don't quite see eye to eye, you
Right.
know, that stuff. And
They
this grant,
don't think there's a problem?
no, they think
No.
there's a problem. I think they disagree about what the right,
But who should take care of it and
something,
Oh,
you know.
whether it's private
I
property.
don't exactly know where the disconnect is, but I will say that this grant this grant doesn't remove any of that red tape. The
Okay.
Harry, if she gets this money, will have to navigate getting approval from the city, all that stuff. separately.
Before,
But-
before the money is distributed.
No, well, spend the money.
Yeah.
Essentially.
actually to spend it, because even if they have to return it if they don't use it. So way.
But at least
And-
when you have the money, then suddenly, and it's tourism money, you know, sometimes that can help knock doors down. 'Cause It's
And
serious.
Carrie wrote this letter on behalf of DeMarcum.
Sure. It's the SDA.
Because I don't think SDA has voted on this project.
I thought she wrote it. SDA.
Maybe she was planning on having us vote on it today, but the power was out and our meeting got canceled.
Yeah, and she did provide a letter, I think, saying
But
on behalf of the board.
on behalf of SDA or DeMarcum.
Yes. Yes.
I think the alleyway would be worth it.
I do.
I think that there are other kind of insta famous alleyways around, and I think that this could be one of them too. With the right energy and color put to it, I think it could be a draw, not a detractor.
Right. And I think people would use it more, and maybe even use parking more because
Yeah,
you're going there. So,
yeah, if people could learn that there's parking, then that'd be great.
yeah, because we're already paying that.
Well, yeah, and right now, I think a lot of the people that park in it are Wyndham Place.
If
And
even
they
that,
can go up and park higher.
Yeah,
even at that, because the last few times I've been at that parking, it's just been empty.
Yeah.
No one's in it.
Yeah.
No one's using it. Of course, there's no cameras right there either, but.
It's an SDA
Is it?
application, and there's a letter of support from RQT. A lot more work to be done on that.
Yes. But I feel like that, so.
And to be just totally transparent, I feel like the 10,000 is just like, here's an estimate. I mean, if you felt strongly about it, like, you didn't want to put up all that money right away, or, you know, split it between years or something. I don't think that's the cost. That was just an estimate.
I actually think the reverse. I think that it's gonna take a lot more than $10,000. And the $10,000, it is a shot in the dark, but I think it's a low ball.
Yeah, it's gonna cost.
Yeah,
Yes, they're gonna have to come up with more money from somewhere else too.
yeah. Can they,
Are we okay with putting this in based on our discussion for the trap?
Oh, yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, yeah, I'm good.
thank you.
Again, I feel like. that's
Can they
a lot,
ask,
too.
can they ask for an additional 10 if they wanted to
Not this year.
No,
But I
well,
mean-
10 this year and 10 next,
Yeah. I mean, this is our program.
for the same project.
Yeah. There's nothing in the guidelines that say you can't do that.
I mean,
That's a good start,
You would have,
Yeah.
because I'm sure you'll wanna come back to keep the
that's what I think.
the garbage can program going.
Only if they had more cans, cause this will take care of all of them,
But yeah,
But
see, you haven't seen
unless
how
somebody
much,
steals
Yeah,
another
another
one.
there's always gonna be damage,
Yeah,
yeah, there's always gonna be damage,
yeah,
so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
criminal. They're all 28. people that are on
they're
the
asleep
meeting.
by now, yeah,
I'm trying to cover my back room with.
yeah,
Okay.
use and remove the seals.
So what about the Gilbert building?
I'm hesitant to award anything unless there's a ghost clause, for the property, even with the idea of putting up panels that can be moved, that then we have to, then we have to.
Where they go.
And so what if they don't get reinstalled?
Right.
So, I mean, that's a fair
Find
chunk
another
of money.
spot to put them in.
Yeah.
No.
It's a fair chunk of money, so I mean, I would think that if there was a ghost clause. You know, a 5-year ghost clause, that would be reasonable. But aside from that, I'd say find a permanent spot.
But you don't know if the building's gonna sell the next 5 years.
True,
So,
but then we've spent the money and if it lasts 5 years, great, it doesn't matter whether it's this person or the next person, but. At least we've gotten 5 years out of the $8,000.
Yeah.
5 years of beautification. I mean, it could be longer, we could still say, yes, we need a 5-year ghost clause for it to be where it is. And put it on removable panels, I mean, we could do both. But I just don't know without a ghost clause saying, yes, we'll give you $8,000. And if you have to move it, then we'll just wait for you to move it, I don't know.
Is that the technical term for a ghost clause?
A ghost clause,
Yes.
Okay. I mean, based on my conversations with them, I think they would be fine with that. The question will be whether Tasleen will be interested, and if she's not, then they would they'd probably go seek other spots.
Yeah, I think, you know, the ghost clause is when you go to sell a property. I mean, somebody can have a ghost clause on there that's a 100-year ghost clause. So when you go to sell and you have to
Right.
disclose all of that, it's like, oh, hey, wait, there's ghost clause, so. There's hesitation if you're a buyer of a property, if there's any ghost clause on there being tied into something, it's like having a historical.
Right. But again, you don't wanna give somebody $8,000 and then 6 months from now, they're painting over it. Yeah, cause then what does that do for us?
Yeah.
Right.
Or moving it
Yeah.
and get it put in
Or put-
storage.
Putting it down below that
Are any
building,
of
we
you-
found a bunch of stuff in
Yeah, yeah.
below that building, I've been in that bottom of that
Are
building.
any of you friendly with the person who owns the Candyman building? Candyman. That is a huge white wall.
Yeah. But I know he's attempted to sell a few times.
does the same guy selling it?
Uh-huh.
I think
Are
you've
you
seen.
friendly with him?
It's just not.
We're on recording.
They'll leave that.
So I mean, there are panels that are on the public parking garage
Right.
that every bay has panels. We could do the first row of panels and it could be an attractant for people to then see that there's public parking there. I just don't know about that specific spot.
Yeah.
What about I remember a long time ago when I first got here, before I started getting busy with real things, I was really interested in putting a vertical garden sign on the carousel mall.
Yeah,
And at that time, it was Susan, but
Right.
she was interested in having it there. I mean, what about having a mural there with
I think
about
they,
the watershed?
I think they're trying to tie it into the Mechanicum somehow. And
Yeah.
even though that building's on the Mechanicum, it's on the wrong side of the building, so.
Right.
You know, a better place would be on the Riverside.
Yeah,
Fine
in
place.
fact, there is a spot as you're walking up, if you look on the second floor, there'd be a spot that'd be like a billboard, it'd have windows in it, so it would limit what you could do exactly, but it's kind of, I mean, I've always thought that'd be an interesting place, but you still have the same problem with the cellar and everything.
Yeah.
and do they own the Torah building too? You know,
Torres
No.
Sushi.
No, they don't, that's
because there's almost an
What's the name
identical
still on?
panel
Yeah.
on that building, identical size.
In our discussions, they did express willingness and look in finding other locations if this one doesn't work out, so.
But they didn't have a specific plan as to what that would look like,
Mural,
like what the mural would look like.
no, just a theme,
Theme.
just thematics,
Yeah.
what they wanted it to be. Yeah, it'll be nice in a few years when we've had a lot of more experience with using the app. And do art, because right now it's like, I don't know exactly what this costs or what the process is, you know, so we're gonna be learning.
I mean, in your grant application, you also said shovel ready,
Yeah,
and those, neither one of those are shovel ready at the moment.
shovel ready means within the fiscal year.
Oh,
So
So,
if you could get it together by June.
Yeah.
Shovel.
I see.
So
I guess I would, I'm not ready to make a motion for the Gilbert building, but I would make a motion to approve the $10,000 for the alley beautification.
So is this something we need to decide on today?
no,
This isn't there, we're not up against a deadline for distributing money.
no, because the way that we used to do our grant, it was done. You know, the deadline was May. And that was with the aim of getting the check out the door July, early July, which is the earliest you can get it out in the correct fiscal year for things like July 4th and all this events that it would do in the fall. But that's not how we did it.
So
anymore.
there's just a deadline when they have to get the application in.
Yeah.
Not on when we can decide if, okay,
In fact, that's why once we moved into the fiscal year, we just kept it open.
right.
So no, there's no
So-
reason we
so
have to,
The
but
deadline to get the application in is over.
we can't get any more applications.
Right.
But you
So
can
we can
consider
do-
this later.
We can consider, yeah, I'd say get back to them and ask those questions, we can answer those questions. About, you know, if we can leave it there.
Okay.
for the Gilbert building,
Correct.
right,
I mean,
but
we-
the other two, we are in agreement that we should fund those.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, I guess we could, agree to fund it with stipulations.
I'm kind of with Keith on waiting for that one. I feel like there's a lot more to it than that.
Well, there's still some conditions on the alleyway too.
Yeah,
is
but I
that
mean,
We've got to get something from
Right.
the owners to make sure it's okay.
yeah, but I feel like with track and the alley beautification, we could go forward with those. And because most of those things, especially the alley beautification, those are things they're not gonna start without those owners.
Those are gonna be very slow.
Oh, anyway, but the Gilbert, I think we can wait.
Once they find an artist and start doing that kind of stuff, that could move fairly quickly
Right.
if they have a location.
If they have a
But we're
location,
stipulating that that location isn't good enough without a ghost spray.
right? I feel.
Well, I don't know, that
I
that was
feel
just
that
my
way
suggestion, I
because-
don't know how you
like
guys
that
feel.
one.
I don't know if that's a Gilbert, but I feel that way because I've been in that Gilbert building and I found lots of things that started on that building and then ended up in the basement, rotting away. So I'd hate to see that happen with this 8,000, those panels end up down there and then it gets flooded and those get ruined.
For next year, is there any way, well, I guess it doesn't really matter, but is there any way of encouraging beautification projects along the 101 corridor?
Nothing that would preclude that from the program as it's written, right? Except for you have to get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All that stuff. I feel like someone could have applied for that here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that some of the press and the response we get from what happens with this will help with future applications, because this was just complete shot in the dark. We got no applications really until yours came.
but I feel like track has given us that running, see,
Yeah.
with that. Because people see them and they're like, oh, and how did this happen? And then, oh, wait, there's a grant.
I'm
So I
gonna do
feel
a
like
press
gave us
release.
the
We
big push.
do this for the events and the arts. I might have to wait a little bit now because of the Gilbert one, but we'll do a press release, and then in the meantime, our public relations firm is really excited about pitching the track. Kind of midstream reset where they're gonna be accepting more artwork for this second round. And then we have pictures in the first round, so it should be,
So are you looking for motions to approve these two?
yes, please.
So I move that
Might as
we,
well, right?
we approve the 6,800 for track and the 10,000 for alley beautification.
I will second that. All those in favor?
Aye. Now, the other ones, you just want to get back to them and tell them our concerns.
Yep.
And then we can hopefully vote on it at the next
Next.
meeting.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that, the remaining funds will not roll over.
You mean the $200 that's not accounted for there?
Well, or 8,200.
If
depending
you
on
don't
if you
award
award it, right?
If you don't award it, it'll go into our advertising for this year, yeah, doesn't roll over. But the budget, well, the city council has, I think, intends for this to be an ongoing program, so we'll have 25,000 next fiscal as well.
If you end up spending close to it, is it possible to get them to raise that amount in the future?
Yeah, I think it could be, we'd have to.
It'd be 25,200 next year.
But I mean, especially because we're not gonna even hit the limit this year, I think. I give it a few years.
I think I forgot a trash can. $200 each.
Yeah. 68, why didn't you do 7?
There was strong calculations behind that.
I know.
Yeah, thank you very much. So,
Tax purpose, powers and duties. I believe Josh said that out there.
did I? I don't think I did. Sorry, I don't.
Well, Sadie got it,
Yeah,
but that was from me directly.
Did you say, who else missed that meeting? Marcy?
Mark,
Did you send it to Marcy? Well,
and I didn't send it to Marcy as well.
Has she officially resigned or is she still on the committee?
no, she's still on the committee.
Okay,
She sent an email a little bit ago saying she couldn't make it.
she's swamped.
Because of what's going on, but she, according to the ordinance, she serves until a
And then,
replacement gets appointed. Unfortunately, she's missed the last two, so it seems like she's done.
Don't appoint anybody.
If the city council appoints David or anyone else who
Oh,
applies,
David applied?
he applied and he's gonna be interviewed, he was appointed to interview. And then so anyone else can still apply, and then whoever they appoint will take her place.
Sorry.
and city council does the interview.
City council.
so,
So, however, let me just put something out there. I feel like we were all on the same page that this was good, but you wanted Sadie's approval,
correct,
which she is
because she
given.
wasn't here, and that was the reason.
Right, so maybe we can just vote on it
Okay,
now?
I'm good with that.
Well, we gotta see if she approved.
No, I did, I sent messages back, I sent a message to Ruth and told Josh in person that it was.
So this is everything we talked about.
okay, it was that same, the corrections were made.
I have it here, I have one copy of it if you wanna read it.
That's it.
But it's exactly what we have.
Yeah.
A motion to adopt the new, or the recommendations for tax purpose powers and duties.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Well, that'd be nice to get that off. Okay. UGW weather cam, so the update is the station engineers went down to the middle of the night.
Okay.
They checked out the views and sent examples to the newsroom. The newsroom for KGW loved the views, thought that was great. And everything looks great. They're just waiting on an IP address from the hotel. So it's moving along.
Okay,
Now, the hotel's gonna be responsible for putting that in. Or if they can't, is that something fund?
It's a possibility based on what went down with Fox, that if they have to do electrical work or something to make it, but none of those issues have been raised at this point. Sounds like they're waiting on an IP address. They already have a camera, so it's possible that they're already.
But you have to have a powerful enough server too, so, yeah.
So TBD.
Yeah.
For right now,
So they like the other view,
they like the
the
view.
other view of Seaside.
Yeah.
That's what I was excited about.
Yeah.
Something
It
different.
sounds like they're also excited about that, and the hotel board is also excited about that.
Nice, okay.
We're all
Then everybody's excited, it's probably good now.
Yeah, it's looking
No,
promising.
I'm excited about it. Well,
Okay, let me show you guys the guide here. This is pretty much done now, but it's going to. In there, so this is our cover city. We're doing a downtown cover,
Yeah.
downtown one. Now, I'm gonna see if I can actually erase that first picture so that this will line up. Not on my computer, so I can't erase it. It's fine. Okay, so that kind of messes things up a little bit. But, because this won't line up. Just right, but. So, intro, I think anything's really changed. We've updated our 72 hours on Seaside. It's a spread, so this is the right-hand page, this is the left-hand page.
you had to use a rusty sand on there.
Craig took that photo,
Yeah, okay, never mind.
yeah. So. Yeah.
It's artistic.
Yeah, and Tina took this photo down here. Tina's actually given us some great photos of the time. Seaside in the cooler seasons, packing essentials. In the interest of space, we went right into the cooler seasons. We decided, so much about Seaside just lends itself naturally to summer shots and summer feelings. So we explicitly went at the cooler seasons.
So that could be 4th of July too, because everybody picks
Yeah.
cooler to the beach.
Yeah, right.
Or because we're so cool all the time.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
We had a decent ad here. Beach Town Basics. This is some of the new stuff. I'm telling you, putting anything in print is insane. We had, I think, 3 rounds of updates on this, and every time something changed. Either or somebody went away or something.
Yeah.
So I'm becoming more just okay with like this is a snapshot of what it was when we had it.
Yeah.
So, we got this, which is great. So how to Seaside. We got Kelly from Coin. Go Razor Clam, and she gave us this picture and she gave us this quote. The mayor gave us a quote about walking the prom. The Oregonian, I hate to say that. The mayor, the Oregonian Outdoors reporter let us use an article that he did on Seaside Fascination. And then Nikki talked about walking her dog, exercising her dog on the beach and how much she likes that.
So is that the other location you were thinking about for the mural along that right there?
No, it's exactly on the opposite side from that middle bay.
Okay.
There's another, yeah.
This here is a spread.
Sorry.
This is what I mean. If I could delete that first page, you could see it as a spread, but it's one big picture across the whole.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks really cool. Got beach combing.
Let's see.
We got
No.
right at the beach. We're trying to. Where is it here?
Oh, you got a shot of the guy getting hair.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I know. Oh, which every year I feel like we try to emphasize more to leave your bags on the prom. Because we always have people that bring their trash into the welcome center and it's like,
Oh, really?
yeah, staff are
They just
starting,
want to prove it.
staff are starting to get a little salty about it.
Yeah.
We're-
We tell them, just take a picture and leave it on the prom.
So anyway, we've underlined it this year. Yeah, we got this great shot from the Ride the Dirt Wave events. Picture was taken by Jennifer Anderson, our part-timer that we just. Accessible adventures, this is our accessibility stuff. We put a QR code that will take you to our accessibility page that includes Wheel of Worlds stuff. Just to make it easier to get there because it's kind of a unwieldy URL for putting in here. So we just thought we would make it easy for folks to get there. On the beach rules, we moved fireworks to the top since that's a topic of conversation. we, also added pallets in here, so that you can't bring pallets out on the beach. And then some info about drones,
Okay, good.
although drone stuff is still a little wishy-washy, but at least we told people where you can.
They're still deciding.
Yeah, you should be aware. These kids are all really old now.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
This is David's page, which is great.
Yeah.
He used to advertising the guy. Now look, this has got this beautiful full, right? Some good stuff. Food and drink. This is Iggy's. This is Finn's. Fresh and local seafood. Food and drink guide. And specialty drinks. This is just all the different kinds of food.
I haven't eaten today except for the reindeer poop.
I know, I've had a bar today as well. We tried to get a new photo for the carousel mall ad this year, and this has been going on for as long as I've been here before, but no go on that this year, so they just really like this one, I guess. Shopping is Pacific Heirloom. Seaside. Outlet Mall advertising, SCA. Oregon's North Coast. And you'll be happy to see we changed it to canneries, Keith.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I used to say cannons. Canneries makes a little more sense. Maritime Museum shrunk their ad a little bit. It's interesting. The Onward Adventures has a nice big ad. So does the museum, really nice looking ad. Treasure Quest is our patch next year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay. Kind of a cool one. News.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a little.
it's backwards.
I that's what I thought too, but we have a replica of it in the office, and it actually is more correct than it.
But I mean, Tillamook Head in the background, does it look like that from the other side?
I think Tillamook Head would be more like over
Yeah,
here.
sure,
from you,
yeah.
but,
Yeah.
It's like Tillamook Head is,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine.
It's fine. It's
Sorry.
just fun. Here's a directory. I mean, honest to God, I don't know. Next year, I might think about just, doing more editorial instead of having a directory. And we've always had a directory, but seriously, like the second we print this, it's out of date. I mean, from the first draft to the last draft,
Yeah.
we had hundreds of phone numbers changing, people's website changed, or they went on Facebook, or they went off Facebook, went to Instagram, dropped
Yeah.
Instagram, got a website. I mean, so many changes. I don't know how useful that is in a smartphone
Right.
era, but I don't know. It's a question for us to tackle next year.
So under the business, you just send them to their website and this,
Well, the websites change all the time. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, a link to their website. Oh, yeah, it's.
I don't know, I think that I don't know.
Also, we're
What
not.
age of the, do you know the average age of people who are using that?
Skews older. I don't know the average age, but definitely visitor guys skew older.
That's a matter of perspective. What's older?
Yeah. Well, the other thing is it's also a value for advertisers to get a blurb, whereas other people don't.
Yeah.
And so if we don't do that, I mean, that causes problems.
So why don't they all have blurbs?
Because if you advertise, you get a blurb.
Okay, I get it.
If you don't advertise, you just get your contact information.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say it's useful if it sways more towards the older crowd. I would say that it is useful, even if even if some of the information is out of date. If just the name was there and
That's about all you can count on. Is the name.
Yeah.
Even the phone numbers change. It's surprising. You wouldn't think it would, but it really does.
Yeah.
These guys are also older now. We got where to stay. Any idea when the salt line's gonna reopen?
Yeah, it's looking like probably by March 15th.
Okay, so we'll have to set a couple of months. down.
We'll still go. And again, I think they're doing a pretty good job. People who are calling and saying, we're just in transition here. hopefully, of course, weather contingent,
Yeah.
so.
We, based on feedback from this group, we were able to put the public art campaign in here.
Nice.
So that this was I think a Lewis and Clark little feature, and we swapped it out for some public art. Got the tide tables. And
Guys.
annual event, yeah, that's another great photo.
You're not very-
That's the guy, convention center, same ads on the back.
Nice.
Maybe. That could be a third week of January. And then the last thing is just budget requests. Wanted you guys to be aware because Zach sent out these budget requests weeks ago. Since our last meeting, but a few weeks ago. So the way they do this now is, this is how we got the arts grant, is we make a formal request to Zach and Spencer, and John, I guess, and then if they approve it, then it goes to the budget committee, and if the budget committee approves it, then a city council approves it, it becomes a reality. So now is our chance to submit budget requests for next year. Next fiscal year, so starting July. So I want you to be thinking about that, and if you want to submit something, unfortunately, the deadline for it is pretty quick, it's December 28th. So the Spencer and Zach are clear that they want the committees to feel free to suggest stuff to be in the budget, as long as you understand that it's a request. The Visitors Bureau and the Convention Center tend to do a little better with our requests because of the bed tax money, whereas other departments have to fight for, more limited pool of funds. But it is a request, and they're happy to see a request, even if they don't approve it, it gives them something to know what's going on. But the only way to do that is through me submitting that request through this process. So if you're thinking about something like, for instance, you say you want more money in the arts program, I think we would do that. I don't know that I would advocate for that this year, just because we didn't even hit the budget limit this year. But maybe next year that would be something you want to do. But if anything else you're thinking about that's outside of our normal marketing budget, do that.
Do we want to try to make some kind of splash for the 250th birthday of our country? I'm not saying just on the 4th of July, but I don't know, I think it's gonna be a pretty significant year because of that.
Right.
And also, you can just make the splash because it's my 50th high school reunion. So,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, the mayor,
I don't know what, it just hit me that it's here.
the mayor's raised that a few times, but the problem with Seaside is there was just Indians living here there and not any, so it's like with the prom centennial, it's like, yeah, let's make a book and all this cool stuff, but I don't know what to do with 250 years for Seaside exactly.
The beach was here then.
Look a lot different.
I'm sure the natives enjoyed swimming.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't exactly know what to do, but yeah, certainly we can advertise some of that off-season stuff. But I don't know that would be a special. I mean, I could just allocate advertising funding to doing stuff like that.
So a couple of projects that come to mind, which is the accessibility and beautification surrounding the north and south signs. Because people walk up to them, get their selfies, but they're not very accessible. Anybody with any sort of mobility issues whatsoever cannot get up near the sign. So, and it's also just the landscaping around it is kind of an eyesore, so it'd be nice to be able to.
I did ask about
Did
the cones, and the answer was, I don't know, I'll look into it. I haven't heard something.
So you're thinking like maybe improving the parking lots and on the north side and some kind of better walkway to the sign?
For sure, and then, as I don't know if you can kind of envision it, but it's kind of mounded up, but the mound is all funky and uneven, and so yeah, if you walk up, you have to tiptoe over some some rocks that are covered in
Yeah,
Stuff.
and since when we did that, I don't know, yeah, I don't know if we wanted to encourage people to do that, but they're doing it anyway. So
Yeah.
we might as well make it safe for them, because they're gonna go there.
Right.
Is there any reason why we don't want to encourage them to get their
You
selfies
know,
there?
walking along Highway 101, you know.
Well, yeah, but if we put, I mean, we could put it back and have them come in from the
From the.
west end.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe make a trail that goes back there. Or, but I don't know what you do on the other side of town though, because that's kind of. There's really not much of a parking lot there unless you use the relief pictures.
but people still park there and still take their pictures, so if we can at least evaluate a potential fix or
Some way to make it safer.
something, yeah. So anyway, I think that'd be one project. I also think that the signage at Chevron,
Yeah.
I think that we could tackle that project this year, that would be nice. And like we had talked about many times before, putting up digital signs to list events that are happening. I actually think that that would be really valuable in getting people to stay and not just drive through.
And where would one of those be at Chevron?
Potentially, I mean, I was thinking, I don't know about adapting signs to go above the Seaside signs at the north and south end.
Okay.
That could be, I don't know, I would have to go and look at it specifically, but it would be nice to have them at both ends of town, because,
Yeah, I'm certainly we can look into it. I don't know how old.
well, there's signs on, I mean, like, we have our sign, like, there's a bunch of signs on 101 that are.
They're strange about us sometimes.
They-
We have
the-
those reader boards.
The reader
We're
boards
only-
are supposed to be not supposed to be allowed, yet they're there.
Yeah,
We're
well,
not supposed to have them to distract drivers.
those mobile reader boards that the city has, you know, whenever we put those out, we're on a clock. You have like a few days, you can
Yeah.
have them, you gotta take them
Yes.
now because of some blowouts.
So, and, you know, and now there's even the sign that changes by the Beltway. I don't know if there's, it's thing that you read, ODOT has a problem with that,
Yeah,
unless it's their sign.
but I mean, that's a remarkably large sign right at the road edge
But
too,
the idea is people are gonna be reading the sign, and paying attention to traffic, that's their concern.
yeah.
So,
I think, I mean. Yes, there is traffic where those signs are located, but there's far less traffic than if you're on 12th, or if you're hitting 101 on 12th or.
I'm
Or
just,
Broadway.
I'm
I know,
not
playing
already
the
guessing,
devil's
I'm just
advocate
saying
part,
what ODOT says.
Yeah, for sure,
So,
yeah,
Dealt with them a lot, so.
yeah,
So I bet, yeah, I don't know where else you put
I
it.
actually allocated a little bit of money to look at designs for the Chevron area this year. I
oh,
haven't got to it yet because our lookout people have been so busy with other stuff, but it's in the budgets. We could possibly have be moonlighting with some design ideas while we're asking for money to actually build some.
yeah,
That's Chevron, not the Y.
Yeah.
And when I told some people about it in the city, I know Paul, the public works director, he was interested. He thought that'd be a great location to put some digital stuff in. I don't know, again, if they'll be loud or what, but you know, I don't.
I think it only hits the northbound traffic
It does,
too,
yeah.
though, so. I mean, I almost think like a sign that could divert people off 101 down Holiday might be. Well, the Gilbert District folks wouldn't like that. So I take that.
Gilbert just is on it.
Well, the folks between Holiday and Broadway wouldn't like that. So,
Can't please all the people all the time. There used to be like a sign at the old high school. Too, so I don't know if the UD property wants some kind of sign there, it would be a great location. It's on a straight stretch.
It's gonna become housing, right?
The north end is, I don't know what's gonna happen. Closer to where the school,
no, I think that that's the plan, the long-term plan is how.
the whole school torn down for housing.
That's what I heard.
Anyway, if you have any Any other thoughts? A few days before December 28th, like Christmas,
Christmas.
let me know.
So I mean, is it, but I mean, you'd have to dollarize that between now and then.
I do have to, but we weren't given a ton of time, so I feel like there's a little leeway between when the request made and some adjustments based on the reality of. Because this includes stuff that people can't possibly know, like,
And why are we budgeting 6 months ahead of time?
oh, because they're deliberately trying to move it back so that there's a process and it's not like kind of last minute like other years. Which not last year wasn't that way.
I like the idea of making the current welcome to Seaside signs safer for people to get.
I do
to.
too.
I think that's,
It's a
I
great.
don't know how you could argue against that. They're doing it anyway, let's try to make it so no one
Mhm.
potentially
Yeah,
gets hurt.
it's a great idea. And just like would look more buttoned up, professional, it look more like deliberate, whereas people are doing it now, they're stopping and taking their pictures, but. It just doesn't look like it was part of the plan.
Throw in, add some gravel in that parking lot out there too, because
Yeah.
those, you can get high centered in those holes.
And then,
It's gonna, the elk are gonna start rolling in it, so, cause it's an elk wallow out there.
there is a current signage about that indigenous land there, is there?
No, but they've talked about putting a canoe sign in there. And they also have plans for 2 other projects on the site, like little interpretive signs. Some sculptures and stuff like that. I reached out to them multiple times about our arts grant. And the week before it was due, I heard that they were working on it, but we never got an application.
Just wondering if we could roll that into that plan, the beautification and a sign like the ones that are on the prom. That gives a little history of it.
Well, that might be a good place for their mural. Yeah, also. I mean, I know that's Neowanda, but it flows into the canyon, right? So,
What would you put it on?
well, you'd have to build, some kind of posts or structure. How far back on that property is the city's where it becomes theirs?
I feel like it's around the sign.
I think it might be a little further. I'm not sure.
What's further north, isn't it?
No, I think the city's property might go a little further west, actually. On that big open field there, that might be, and something to look into. Beyond that open field, I think that's where their property is. So I just don't know how far back in the field is the city, and the rest is,
Well, and they have, I just have a picture of the trash can, it's there, and that space,
the dragonfly.
yeah, as we're installing. But there's just like some laid down logs too, so there might need to be a little bit more, definition of that space, it's like there's like a really,
It's basically
Unkept.
become a dog. It's a place for,
yeah,
not a park,
right,
a dog potty spot.
yeah. But like they need to like back the weeds down and stuff, but if we put an actual border, then we'd know, like, we need to maintain the gravel within that border, and that could be part of the pathway over to the. Anyway. But I don't even know how much you would allocate without that.
I would
actually
ask-
doing it.
I would ask the public works people, they probably have an idea.
So there again, if we do that, that's probably something we'll have to maintain too.
Yes,
Yes.
that's the only other thing I thought, sometimes you get a little pushback. Sounds like one more thing we gotta do kind of thing. I think it's a good idea, though, worth trying, at the very least.
I wonder if more it could be part of Pam's purview.
Could be, becomes part of.
Just in case public works didn't want. And then it would be nice to be able, since we have so much sitting in the TAC fund, and I don't know if we can, but working on some 101, like I know I keep bringing it up, but some 101 beautification project or something like that, because I think personally that 101 remains our biggest obstacle for keeping drive-through business.
A lot of people don't realize that a lot of that property that looks like Seaside, that's not ideal, isn't even in the city limits.
Well,
Oh,
it's been
south end
incorporated, no,
Some of it
everything,
has been.
well, everything on the west side from Avenue U and north has been incorporated. So all of those things that could potentially use some beautification, since we're on record, it was incorporated. So,
It's still spottier than you think. Like even over where recently that car went over the railing to the water over on.
Oh, out.
Oh, over there, yeah.
Across from the big church.
Yeah, it's like it's city property all around that, but not there. Not in that spot. It's just strange. Same with down by the Painted Rock Beach.
Yep.
You know, there's an area there that's not city property. It's strange.
Like, I don't know if it is now, but where Angelinos is.
Yeah, that's where it used to be not.
Yeah.
Some of it has been incorporated.
Some of it.
But I don't know that, I don't know that all of it has. It was property by property agreements to bring it in. That was a project John was leading a few years back.
Yeah, I worked at Rob's and it was. Yeah, septic.
What would an example of like a beautification project be, all those sorts of things, when you're just thinking about it?
I mean, probably a bigger project than TAC could tackle, but trying to purchase properties to put in park.
On the west side of 101 there. I was thought that it'd make a really nice park.
Yeah.
You can get rid of those old dilapidated structures and have a place where people could pull out and go down and enjoy the river.
Yeah,
I've always thought that'd be nice.
well, once they
There's not
take
much
structures
room.
off of it.
There's not much room left to, yeah.
The trouble is now that they've changed the flood boundaries, once you take I don't even know if you can modify the structures that are on it.
Anything else on.
You can't put anything on, you can't.
No,
put
it
anything
would
on
be a
it.
nice, it
Sure.
would be a nice park and maybe a little place for people to fish. I think, I know, I was thinking, because it's such a small sliver.
But I think that, again, that was just my initial thought, because they're making improvements on the north end, my eyes are always focused on the south end, because they're already working on the north end at the moment, so, but the south end. Again, when we came to Seaside first, the first time we came, we drove straight through without turning off on Broadway. And thought that it was a rundown coastal town, and we continued on thinking it was just like the other rundown coastal towns that we had driven through. And didn't realize what Seaside had to offer. And if that's what we're still putting off after the 12.5 years from me moving here to now, we probably need to look at. And I had that Christy Waits had the exact same feeling, and she moved here too. I've talked to others who've had the same reaction to it. The first time they drove through, they wanted to keep driving because they didn't turn off and they didn't realize what Seaside had. So I think that we're losing a lot of folks that are on there, now that what was it, BBC listed the Oregon coast as one of the top destinations to visit. But we're not going to see those visitors turn off if we don't attract them in some way to stop. So. Yeah.
Some of it is just, there is development on the highway, along the highway, uncontrolled, at some point. This is like Cannon Beach, you have to turn off and to go into town. You know what I mean? So it's just a highway, but we have gas stations, sorts of stuff, with these structures that it's to your point, I like the idea of a park there, but I don't know how to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a longer term plan for sure, but maybe it's that
Do you
we
serve on the
fund.
Parks Committee?
Mhm.
That get them interested in that idea, maybe.
maybe that we fund, not walking by.
Properties, I'll never buy.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, maybe it's that we fund, beautification garden spaces for the businesses along 101. And have that be city maintained by Pam or whatever. But again, just have flower beds, essentially, that we build along 101 in front of the places that we feel need it the most. I don't know. Don't know.
Well, there's already a city park right across from all of those houses. You know, Cartwright Park goes right down to the river there, but it's just not very accessible to the river island. That could be improved. That's just then how do you get people to turn left to go to that park?
Well, especially with the dental office there.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, but somebody bought that recently? Somebody bought the dental office recently
I don't know.
and has plans?
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they do, what they said.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
We run into some procedural problems, I think, with parks too, because there's a parks master plan, parks committees, and if you get them interested, perhaps. Tourism money could help with that down the road, but I don't know that it would
But we
start here.
don't have a parks department,
We have parks committee.
right? But there's no department in the city for parks. Everything goes into
Public work.
public works, yeah. One thing, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a parks committee and they have a parks master plan and they work on the parks that they're working on now all came through that, you know. So,
Well, and the north end is becoming a priority, which is fine, but it's. I guess that's why I would say if somebody else can have their eyes on the south end, because the north end already has a major plan and works. So again, I don't know what that, can't be bringing all the ideas. I mean, I'll think about it, but I mean, I could
I think
do
it's
some thinking about it.
the south end will be fine. It's already cleaned itself up a lot from what it was 12 years ago.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, the south end of the new motel that's gone in, the side of Les Schwab, that used to be, yeah, it's.
No, that's
it's-
fair.
It's cleaning itself up. Just because we're running out of land to develop, so.
Yeah.
we're Coming in, cleaning it up.
There are a couple of shuttered built businesses that I might like to see cleaned up, but
Yeah.
if you have any other strong ideas that come to you, please do reach out. Be happy to consider submitting. I will submit the signs, possibly the Chevron sign, if we can figure out how to price it with Zach.
Arch.
Or Russ Vandenberg.
The rest of the burger.
Not memorial yet. By the time it gets built, it will be.
Very terrible for us to come back and see that.
If we have $11 million in the account, we could probably fund ourselves an arch next year. I'm just saying, if we made it a priority, just like we did the Seaside sign.
It's just where. You gotta have,
Where? At the first light posts.
you have to have it back.
Yeah, but the first light posts are back far enough. It was, what, 30 feet from at road edge? And that first light post is
Yeah.
that far, for sure.
Well, I mean, they have to be a lot bigger light posts, you know, to put in some, yeah, I'm not against it, don't get me wrong, I think
I get
it's
to
great.
see Russ pulling in and seeing that bus van.
He brought it up,
Wait.
he brought it up to me last.
Actually, we could just use his initials and everybody pull in because they think it's an RV park.
RV Arch.
Can I offer you these straws to grasp that, Keith? I mean, in all seriousness,
Sorry.
if we have $11
Oh, I
million
love it.
in the bank,
And
it's
Russ,
not reason that we couldn't tackle it for
we-
2026.
we talked about that 30 years, long before Russ was here,
Yeah.
so it's.
Having that arch.
Yeah.
Be nice to have.
Well,
The thing
we
about
had
the thing about the million, if that's what it is that I think the city's hedging its bets that it'll be loosened up what the definition of tourism planning is.
They're gonna want, they'll be
They
using
want it
that
to
money
be
for other
for
things.
infrastructure and
Yes.
stuff that tourists use.
For sure.
So I don't think they'd be keen on spending it on art, which is what I'm
Right.
saying.
Well, I guess my argument to that would be when the law was written for those monies to be taken, that any monies that were taken under that law should be used in the manner that the law was written for, rather than the money that is moving forward. Yes, if you wanna change things, the money that's,
You wanna speak to
the money that's moving forward, the money that's moving gains moving forward from TLT. If you make a new policy, sure, yes, go ahead and use that however you're going to, but that money that was already gained from that, it doesn't make sense to say, well, now we should spend it. In my opinion, I think that it should be earmarked for what it was earmarked for, right? So I don't know, I would like to make a proposal that we tackle the arch this year and that we attempt to put it on the budget for 2026.
You want me to put it in the budget
Yeah,
request for?
Making the motion
Yes.
for 2026.
Art arch.
I saw you push your lips. I saw
I
that.
already have several, they're not gonna approve all these. I think that definitely guarantees you don't get the accessibility and parking at the north and south sides.
I think they're more likely to go for that. Hey, reach for the stars, man. Or what is it? What is the saying? Shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you land amongst the stars.
You know, arch has been on the list for a long time, so maybe it's time to revisit that.
And I have a couple of down days.
You're the bosses.
I have a couple of down days, I could make some calls, get some quotes, if you don't wanna add it to your task list.
Yeah, till the 28th.
Seriously.
I can already tell by the look on your face.
What you can do and.
You don't play poker, right?
Thank you.
Okay,
Also, I've only had nut bars today.
that's it.
I think all of us
At
are
the end of the
like,
day, I'm just like.
I think all of us are like, wait,
I'm just having reindeer push.
because we almost all came to your house saying, when you said you have power.
He gave away some malted milk balls
Nice.
in the NSCDA that were the called reindeer.
Nice.
So I wasn't actually eating
I
reindeer.
didn't think so.
I mean, around here, it's hard. Elk poop, you're not reindeer.
These.
Slamming bunch of Josh. No. There's no public comment? Any committee comment? All right,
Okay, everybody have a good Christmas.
yes.
Yes.
Thank you for another good year. Next meeting, we will have to pick a new chair.
Yes. Yeah. January
I'm
21st.
person on Nikki. Oh, we're adjourned.
Yes.
Yes. Next time.
What?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Are you missing my next, are you missing the next meeting?
Yeah. Yeah, us three will definitely be here.
Don't you have something to do, with, third Wednesday of
The power may be out in this building.